Hello, morning. Trev here, and we're just at Rosehill Shops, and I'm just going to show you a 5k route around to the river, along the river, and back to this point. So I'm starting at the shops because it's a public space that many people will know. There's a 3A bus actually just stopped there, and here is the co-op and the post office and the fish and chip shop. And I will just start my watch now. Okay. Not in the car, in the van. So first of all, you can go down the main road, or you can go behind, which we do. Maybe let's go down the main road a little bit. So, as some of you might have seen, I've set up a different channel for my non-musical content. I'm not sure how much that'll work, but this is probably one of the first videos on this not music channel. We've just redone those Westbury Crescent sidewalk pavement. Okay. Okay, if you're coming down this bridge, you can carry on along the road, but we're just gonna scoot in here just to show you some bits that you've probably not seen. So if you were to go behind the shops, there is actually, we're gonna go down there, but there is actually a path down which you can access. Down there's Cortland Road towards Iffley. Actually, this bit's quite interesting. Used to be a Roman road from Iffley to Cowley Tree Lane, but we're not going there today. We're doing a little 5k loop. So I'm in trail shoes. Sorry, not trail shoes. Barefoot shoes. I guess they're kind of traily. So I'm doing off-road a bit as well. Obviously, depending on the weather and the light, you might want to just run down the road, but for today I want to do a bit of a mix. And it just cuts off a little bit of road. I mean, the trees are meant to be zigzags, aren't they? Between Towns Road down here, lots of problems with these traffic lights. People turning right get very bottlenecked. Dentist, top walk. There is another little path up here if you want to explore. One of the first milestones. At this point again, you can carry on along the road, obviously, the main road. But let's go down Iffley Turn, and they've redone this as well. I'm not sure about these things. They're all kind of like, let's have a look at it. Yeah, a little bit odd what that's doing. Just sort of cornering a little bit off. So this is just the corner of Iffley. These houses are absolutely lovely in the kind of like triangle between the two roads. So there is a building here on the left, Rotunda, historic building, Grove House I think it's called. It's a private building now, but it used to have gigs in it. I remember a while ago. Just checking that it's still recording. Yeah. Okay, Iffley Turn, Cornwallis Road, Florence Park Community Centre is up there. You can obviously join this loop at any point. We're going to go down Cavill Road, down here. If you wanted to carry on, there are street alternatives because this does go across a field, which I like, but if it's muddy or for whatever reason you want to stay on paths, you can just do that. As if holding my keys is better. So we're just over a kilometre. In fact, probably the beginning of Cavill Road was a kilometre. So yeah, a little bit muddy today. Not too bad. But yeah, for barefoot running, a bit softer ground just feels nice. But I like the mix actually. So Donington playing field. I believe they're building some houses on that plot next to it, but I've not seen anything happening. This is not next to Tree Lane. Sorry, next to Meadow Lane. There's another plot there, but I don't know a lot about it. And there was talk also of making the path go to the edge so they could make the playing fields, football fields, a little bit more centralised, I believe. So this path obviously cuts a direct route through the middle. So yeah, the proposal, although I don't know if it's fallen through, I'm not sure if I agree with this or not, is to block that and then put another entrance that side. Doesn't really make a lot of difference to people going through, but it might make a big difference to the football fields. Okay, so now we're on, where are we? Meadow Lane. So Meadow Lane, you can follow really nice kind of path all the way up sort of Iffley Road. This is a nice nature reserve as well, Meadow Lane Nature Park. There's a kind of a forest, mini forest in there, which I think I've covered before on the other channel before I switched. A little bit of big hole, not sure what they're doing there. Just try and stay out of the way of this. Cool little shop, which stores. I'm not really sure when it's open, it's a bit sporadic, but it is often open. And charity Christmas trees the other side, you can't quite see it, but we haven't got a Christmas tree yet. So yeah, we're on Donington Bridge, going over to the river. They do, or they used to do, yeah, so there's a bar and cafe, an open mic, various social things up there, though I've never been in it. Yeah, so they're trying to open that up to public. Quite a nice space with a river view, yeah, pizza shack, maybe not in the winter, but so here's the River Thames. Again, if you wanted to go up to Abingdon Road or to a longer route, you can go into the meadows. There's my friend Manny carrying a board. Good luck. Does all the artwork in various different places. Okay, so that's Donington Bridge. And we're going past Iffley Lock this way. Really like that boat. It's kind of pretending to be a submarine. Two kilometres. Have you just gone there? So yeah, I did this yesterday. I'm still just getting over a cold, but it was about 5k, and I thought that's a nice 5k route. Maybe I should document it. We're doing some work over there. So I believe the field there, Thames Water are doing. Thames Water are doing some works, but that's not going to be houses. It's not the field that I showed earlier. If it's sunnier, you can go in these fields, some nice paths. Oasis. Been to lots of events. Jesus College event, looks like. But in winter they tend to be open sort of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All the gulls. So you could go over this bridge if you wanted to Iffley Lock. We're not today. Just let this bike past. There we go. mathematical bridge. So yeah, over there is Iffley Lock. The mathematical bridge, I think the design didn't need any nails or bolts, although I think they put some in. So subsequently, just for reassuring people, I guess, that it shouldn't need any for the design. So we've had a lot of rainfall, so the river is pretty high and pretty fast. Let's see if we can see the other side of the weir. Yep, that looks pretty fast flowing at that point. So I've documented a lot the Rivermead area, which is the other side of the river here, the new paths and up to Court Place Gardens and to Iffley Church. As you can just see there, we'll see if I can put a link to my old playlist. But yeah, there's a lot to explore there, which we're not going to do today. Thank you. So Rivermead, over there is the kind of river entry point if you were wild swimming, maybe not at this time of year, but it is the Southern Bypass Bridge. So Manny, the artist you saw, to make some of the art that used to be there with a Thames Water Thames Water CEO. It's changed now, but there's lots of murals. Okay, you can run slope and slope, or you can do stairs as you wish. I'll do stairs today. Okay, and we are just on 3k coming up. There we go. So 3k is Rivermead. Southern Bypass Bridge. Wanted to get into Rivermead, you could here. There's a sort of a fairly steep muddy slope that way or that way, and you can go under the bypass bridge, and there's a path around the Thames Water site to Sandford. Hopefully you can still hear me over the traffic. I am going to do a bit of the ring road. So this is Southern Bypass, and also known as the ring road. Another entrance to Rivermead there. So for some people this sort of running along a main road isn't that pleasant, but you've got plenty of path with, in fact you've got a path and a wide cycle path and then a grass verge, so I don't mind it. I wouldn't do a big long run just on the ring road, although one of my friends used to love doing long runs on the ring road. Basically you don't have to think, so you can kind of, like a track, you're just sort of following it. Rivermead Road into Rosehill. We're going to stay on the ring road. Didn't think it'd be a ring road run. Basically it's the loop I did yesterday. It's kind of safe in a way, this sort of run. In the night, for example, if you wore a head torch, maybe with someone else, or go in a group or whatever, you've got less wiggling around traffic. It's just a straight follow the road. What are we on? Coming up to 3.5 kilometres. So Rivermead, the Sandford path, incidentally, over there is sort of to Hayford Hill Lane. So not that I would encourage anyone to cross this road. There's a crossing the other side with lights, but it does link with some of the other routes. Yeah, this is far too busy to cross, but over where that bus is there is some kind of proper crossings. So indeed now, still on the ring road, coming past Hayford Hill Sainsbury's. We've got our own little light lane, which is quite cool. What does that mean? I can't go in there, but maybe that line should have come up to here. Yeah, you can see there's some proper crossings, for example there, if you wanted to pop to Sainsbury's or whatever. So now, look at this, you've got like in the grass verge between a load of trees, so I think this is actually pretty nice. You do get some bikes, but I wouldn't say it's loads and loads. So, you know, you'd probably be fine running on the bike bit or the pedestrian bit. The end of the car park, so we're at the other side of Sainsbury's, and this bridge, the overpass that you call it, so connecting Littlemore and Rosehill. So some of you may have been over this little bridge. We're not going over it today because we want to get back in our loop, but you could go up there to get to Rosehill. Okay, so we're just coming up to 4K. I'm doing a fairly steady pace for me. I'm looking for about half an hour, but obviously you can go slower or faster. I love this bit for running and not having to think about direction. If you're walking, probably going up towards Rose Hill is a little bit more interesting. It kind of depends what you want, but yeah, this kind of row of trees, and you can't really, or once you've got used to it, hear the traffic too much either. A little more roundabout, and you can see the underpass, which again is another connection from Rose Hill to Littlemore if you are on a bike or what have you. It quite often floods down here. There is a drain, but doesn't seem too bad today. There was quite a bit of water yesterday. There you go. There's the underpass. Some more murals. We redid this roundabout, although to be honest I don't see what they really did in terms of when you're coming this way. It's still a little bit confusing turning right. There's not a clear kind of change of lanes, but they have done a bit on that roundabout. You could go up there if you wanted to link back in with Rose Hill. Newman Road, there's a nice cycle path round there, so if you were cycling you could cycle down here. It does actually make sense when you know what you're doing to cross the road there on a bike and get on there, but it took me a little bit of navigating. What are we on now? 4.5k, so we've got half a k left to do. I'm hoping it links with I'm hoping it gets up to 5. When I did it yesterday, there was a tiny bit more. I think we'll be okay. Might have to run past the shops a little bit. Rose Hill Community Centre up Ashurst Way. Buzzy bees. New tyres. I've been there a couple of times to get new tyres for my car. Yeah, we're probably going to be just shy of 5, but not much. I'll show you Rose Hill Parade shops. Cafe Spice, which is a lovely Indian takeaway and restaurant, and the Polish kitchen, both of which you can sit in and eat. Lilo, don't know how you pronounce that, takeaway, barbers and a couple of estate agents, betting shop. We've got a funeral director. Let's go past this. House of Tim Chinese, lovely Chinese, and another estate agent. So if you've not been down to Rose Hill, there's quite a lot of shops. Oliver and James, so that's the funeral director, and pizza, Herbie's Pizza, the Egg Cafe, which I think it's gone back to, it did change its owners, but then it's gone back. I'll show you everything as I'm here. The pharmacy, which has just got a new private consultations bit in the side, so that's kind of in the last sort of week or two. Oxford Heating Suppliers, plumbing and such like. Another betting shop. News agents and a cash point. So I haven't added any more distance, I'm just showing the shops. Another pizza. So there's Herbie's Pizza and Papa John's Pizza, which is a bit more, kind of mainstream. I've not been to Herbie's, but salt and vinegar, fish and chip shop. And a nice big co-op with the post office in it. And is there one more thing? Let's avoid that van. Was it here I saw a van before? Oh, Pedal and Post is that? Looks like. But Helen and Douglas House charity shop. So, and then car. You can sort of hire cars or buy cars as well. So there's quite a lot in the Rose Hill Parade. Yeah, if you've not been there, we were at 4.96. Oh, 4.97. I'll just go down this lane just to show you where I meant before, and then stop it when it gets to 5. But just poke my head around the corner. But that's pretty much bang on 5, really. So yeah, this is just to show you. You can run down there, which is where we went at the beginning. We're at 5. Woo! Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.